Wow, that sun is bright. What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. It is another hot day out here. I just got home from work and I'm just going to start this video. This is probably going to be over the next couple of days or something, but first things first, I just kind of want to let you guys, or show you guys that I got pretty much the majority of the body sanded in 120 grit. I've been using the palm sander, so definitely saves a lot of time. Got the rear end disassembled, the rear bumper mostly sanded. I'm sourcing out front bumper and fenders right now. Still trying to. I scored a bumper. I know where one is. Just waiting on the guy to let me know if his fenders are in good shape or not. But anyway, yeah, 120 done. But while I have this part done, I am going to fill in some holes. So I've got a couple holes to shave, not too many. So I'm going to be doing the antenna hole, which is what this is. I just use a little hole saw, cut out some 18 gauge. Well, all right, well, I have to fish that out. But yeah, then I'm just going to fill these two badge holes here, the two badge holes here, and the two badge holes there. These holes here are for my spoiler, so I will not be filling those. But yeah, just those 2, 4, 6, 7 holes. And then, you know, I just kind of maybe make a few things, you know, patch anything else up that needs to be done. But yeah, just kind of wanted to show you guys quick, at least to start this video off on today, which is Tuesday, welding some holes shut. And now I gotta see if I can find my little piece. Oh, right back here. There we go. Okay, so note to self, do this with the door. So one thing I did do is I disconnected the ECU and unbolted it from my firewall. I don't know how true it is, but I've heard people say that you can burn out the motherboard of the ECU by grounding out and welding on the chassis. So just better safe than sorry. So ECU's on the floor over there by the shifter. Yeah, let me go grab a magnet and I can get this thing held up here and I can get it tacked in place. And for you guys wondering what welder I'm using, this is the Harbor Freight's new line. It's the titanium MiG 140. Absolutely love it. It's honestly a really great welder, especially for at-home DIY stuff like this. It is a MIG welder, so I've got a bottle of gas back here. Almost out of gas actually, but we'll see if I can get through this, because I'm also going to weld, I have a few resonators over there. I'm going to weld one of them on as a muffler to the Del Sol, just to quiet it down some, because I think I've complained about it a few times before. The Del Sol is just extremely loud right now, because it's straight pipe. It's got a 27-inch glass pack, but you know, that's just not enough for a Honda. So yeah, anyway, get some welding done. Alright, so the best way to actually do this is get yourself a magnet and then just stick it on there and try and get it centered on the hole. And now that it's held in place just like that, just go ahead and throw a tack or 4 on there, and that'll hold it. Alright, so I got 2 in place, and it's already held, but better safe than sorry. Alright, so 4 tacks. Now this is really thin metal, so I'm going to have to probably turn the settings down a lot more than they are right now. And then I did use a hole saw, so there is a freaking hole right in the center there, but I'll just fill that. That's not an issue. So don't want to burn out my lens though, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys once this is finished. So that's what it's looking like right now. I still have to take the flapper disc to it and smooth it all out, and then touch up any pinholes and flap it out, or flapper disc it again, and then I will then go over it with body filler. So pretty simple. And then I'm gonna just do the same thing with these 2 holes here. You know, just throw a few tacks on them and fill them up. Super easy. There we go. Got these 6 holes filled here. I got this one filled. This one is already just dented as is, just from over the years of people either pulling on the antenna, or maybe when I removed it originally I could have dented it. Not too sure, honestly. Don't really care. I just know that it's a bit dented here, so I can't level out those spots, but that's where the body filler is going to come in, because it's going to reshape this whole spot. So that is all good to go now. Alright, so this is another day now. Got a bit of work done since the last clip, since I shaved the Emblems. So let me kind of just show you really quick. I also picked up, this is a pretty much brand new OEM, actually no, it's not OEM, but it is a brand new bumper, almost in perfect shape, just a few little nicks from being thrown around in the garage. Got some fenders to work with. They need some love, but they are straighter, in appearance at least, than the fenders that I had on the car, and that means I can remake my fender vents bigger and better, really. So what I got done so far is took the doors off last night because I plan on painting the jambs, trying to do it mostly right, and because yeah, what else did I do that? Anyway, yeah, with the doors off and whatnot, I got the whole body sanded in 320. So now, I think now that it's sanded that far, because I'm only going to go up to like 600 in the wet sand because that's what I'm reading most of, so I can have the rest of the body sanded within, I don't know, 2.5 hours maybe, 2 hours. So I'm going to just try and put my focus today on doing some of the body work. So I know I'm really inexperienced with Bondo, guys, so forgive me if I do anything wrong, and if you catch me doing anything wrong in this video, please enlighten me so I can go back and fix it. But from my understanding, more or less just sand the spot down to bare metal, lay a little bit of Bondo, and then sand it, block sand it. I don't have a block sander. This is the biggest thing I could find anywhere. I didn't really check the paint store because I don't have time during the week to go there, and nobody's open on the weekends. But yeah, if you guys catch anything in the video that you see I can possibly improve on in the way I'm going about it, then let me know, because I'm not going to be able to buy the paint for another week anyway, so it's going to be probably 2 weeks before I actually start laying the paint, and so I got some time to fix it, you know, so I'm not really too concerned about trying to rush this off. I want to try and do it right, and I've never seen a DA with shaved side moldings, but I don't know how that would look. If any of you guys have any pictures or can like lead me to any, drop me a link in the comments or your Instagram tags if you have them or anything. But anyways, I'm gonna just go get some Bondo. I have it. I'm gonna go grab the body filler and start setting. Actually, I'm gonna set up the tent really quick or the canopy. It is freaking cooking. We're supposed to have a heat warning of 113 today, a heat advisory. So that's gonna suck. So I'm gonna just get some sandpaper and start hand sanding the dings that I can find right off the bat down to bare metal really quick. And a lot of them are just in the doors. Like on the main body itself, there's really hardly anything that I've seen. I'm gonna wash the car off too, so I can try and, you know, like get a glisten and find the dents better. But I know the main thing I have to do is just around where I shaved. Other than that, I think the body itself is more or less straight. But I do have to, actually no, that is more or less it. So let me get some sandpaper. So although not ideal, I just use masking tape to mask the sunroof so I can dust the roof off, because there's a lot of little dings all over the roof. So I tried plastic wrapping the sunroof, but that was not going well with the fan. Even turning it away, then there was a breeze, and I'm a one-man show out here, so tape it is for now. But yeah, so I'm gonna dust the roof so I can try and pinpoint any dings. The corridors and stuff are actually in really good shape. The majority of the body work is gonna have to just be done on the fenders and the doors. And then for the body filler, this is the stuff that I ended up going with. This is what young Static uses a lot, as well as Vasile Garage and a lot of other people. So I got it on eBay. It was 38 bucks shipped, as compared to my local paint store that carries the same stuff for like 70 bucks. And it's much better than normal Bondo, because normal Bondo, I've always had issues with it cracking over time and whatnot. So yeah, while that's drying, I guess I'm gonna just start mixing some up and laying some down here on the emblems and stuff. I've definitely overestimated myself, or yeah, overestimated myself. So I got the holes filled in. They're all pretty darn flat. I just shot some primer from the can over it just to, I don't know, make sure it was flat, but yeah, it definitely seems pretty flat. Yeah, needs to be sanded, obviously more, but this piece right here is really the only other thing. I had a ding right here. I actually got that one on the first pass, so that's good. It was just a little guy. So right here, yeah, this definitely needs some more. This is where the antenna was. This was actually pretty dented up anyway, and then filling it definitely didn't do too much better for the panel around it. Definitely pulled it in a little bit. So that'll be easy enough though, just another coat. I'm just really bad with Bondo, so this is yeah, I made way too much, and it's really hot out today. It's already like 106 or something with like 30% humidity or so. So the Bondo that I made, I wasted 9/10 of it because it dried up within minutes more or less. So I had to work quick. So now that I know to make a very small batch instead of a big batch, I'll do that quick. Still got blocks on the roof, whatever. And I got this door jamb sanded with 120. It's just so stupid hot out. Any of you SoCal guys, I'm sure you understand, or anybody out here, you definitely understand. So I'm just working for a few minutes at a time, then going in and taking a break. So I'm going to make up a little batch of primer quick, or Bondo, and cover that antenna hole again. So there's another batch there, another bit here. Yeah, really new to this. Definitely, definitely gotta learn some more. So I don't know if any of you guys have this issue on any of your cars, but whatever is here or was put here by previous owners, I don't know what to do about that. If you guys know how to fill that or what to fill it with, let me know, because I have no idea. It's like chipping out and looks like crap. So I slapped another coat on right here, and then I found another little ding right there, so I'm just, that's dry. I just gotta sand it and put one more layer on here. The last one almost leveled it out. There's just a little bit of a dent there yet. And while I was waiting for that stuff to cure, I went ahead and started doing the door. Really the only spot was right here. There's a decent sized dent, and then a little guy right there. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm about to mix up some more Bondo, slap it on there. And then the other door more or less has the same issue. Yeah, these are all smooth. That's smooth. Actually, I don't even think this door has hardly anything on it. Yeah, this door feels pretty good. There's some little things right there that I'll just patch up. That'll be easy. But nonetheless, this door is actually good, so that saves me some time. Talk about that later. So I got the door sanded in a 600 grit right now, so it's super smooth, and I just give it a good wipe down. That's why it's all wet right now. I just hosed it off and washed it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just shoot it with a rattle can primer. Let's see, I'm gonna use this Krylon stuff. So I don't know. I know I should be using a gun and some normal Bondo. Oh, test. I gotta get that out now. I should be using a gun and some normal primer, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just kind of out of the budget. So we're gonna see, I'm gonna just test it on the door because this is a pretty small thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and dry this all off, shoot it with this Krylon in a can, and then yeah, do a couple layers on that, probably 2 coats. and give that a wet sand and kind of see how that goes. Actually, no, I'm sorry, a dry sand, because I read that you're not supposed to wet sand if there's bare metal underneath. And actually, no, there isn't. So, yeah, I'll wet sand it, whatever. As for the car itself, it is very hot, like I said, so I'm just chilling in the shade, working on the side panels now. So this door, again, I'm going to just prime it, see how that turns out, and then I'll do the other door, move on to the other rear garnish panel. The bumpers, I'll do this evening, but yeah. With the door looking pretty good, that's about two decent coats on there. Two heavy coats, I would say, give or take. So I'm gonna just roll with that. I've done my research, so I don't really know, because I just went and bought some Rust-Oleum stuff, and I've seen a lot of people doing full Rust-Oleum paint jobs, blah blah. Everybody does that, I'm sure, because the budget crap. Although I am on a budget, I'm not on the budget to do a Rust-Oleum paint job right now. I just am on a budget to not spend $100 or so just on primer. And yeah, so basically, to my understanding, with the type of paint that the Rust-Oleum automotive primer is in a can, I should be safe with any type of paint as long as it's not lacquer based, and I believe the type of paint that I usually get is urethane based, so there's no reason it should have any issues sticking or whatever. So yeah, I bought four big cans, so we'll see how that goes. Oh, but what I was gonna do is, these are the fenders, a little beat up, lots of scratches and stuff, that's not the issue. Obviously sanding, got a few dings to fill, I can see one right there. A little bit of rust to clean up, and then I gotta like smack these in a bit, like roll them. And a couple dings on here, but I'm going to redo my fender vents because I have, I don't know where, oh, it's in the shed. I got a big sheet of scrap metal, a big sheet of sheet metal, I should say. So right here, this is, I don't know, 18 gauge, 16 gauge, I think, I forget. So this will be perfectly fine to use because this is pretty much the same thickness as the fender itself. So I'll use this, cut it to shape. I got enough here for the two sides. That way I can have a perfectly flat finish, so I don't have to have the ugly dimples like my old fenders had from where the VTech badges went, or the Doge badges or whatever. Just a way to, you know, make it just look cleaner, and the fender vents just look, I love the look of it, it looks sick. The last time I cut them pretty small because I wanted to use the mud flap. That's not the case this time, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut with this body line right here and bring it down probably to, probably down here somewhere. I'll just take some measurements, you know, mock them up on the car and just work with it. So I went ahead and just kind of cut this section out. This is a bit bigger than I had previously done. So yeah, I just cut this small to, well, I guess that size more or less is a mock-up. So I didn't cut it all the way through just because this does help block some air from coming in the door. So actually no, I'm sorry. Actually no, I don't remember why I just cut this off or why I left this, but whatever. Oh, duh, because I wanted the bottom connection, or bottom part still attached. So this fender is pretty darn beat up here, so I'm gonna have to reshape this a little bit, maybe even put some new metal here. Not too much of an issue. I'll learn how to do that, I'll teach myself. So I'm gonna just mock the fender up on the car really quick, see if that looks like it's gonna be big enough, and I guess just figure out the angle, and then go cut some sheet metal and match it. Honestly, I think this is gonna be big enough, so I got plenty of room to work with here. I'm gonna have to, shoot, I actually have plastic under it. Well, I don't know, I'll have to figure out how to rotate the wheel or something to kind of mock this up, maybe crawl into the hatch or something, but just so I can get full like tire movements, that way I can see how much of an angle I'm allowed to play with before it starts rubbing. I wanted to leave the curvature of the body lines here because this is where the door also curves down as well. So it just looks good, you know? So I'm gonna just leave it like that, I think. Yeah, it'll be nice and easy. So again, the reason I am not using this piece is because this is obviously all beat to hell, but I want this flat. So it'll just be easier to work with it like this, more or less. Just, yeah, mock it up in there and weld it, make some triangles and form it. Alright, so with this piece cut out now, it's a little hot yet. Should be the rough general size, and appears to be. So let's kind of go mock this up really quick. see what we're looking like, at least in terms of size. Alright, looking pretty good. That's right, so now I gotta push the car out, clock the wheel, which I'm gonna have to crawl into the hatch for so I don't have to mask off my doors, and yeah, find the angle that I can have this at, like the max angle or whatever, so that way, angle, I don't know if I said that weird or not, but yeah, turn the wheel, see how much room I have to fit these so I know how much, you know, to angle it. Motherfucker. Woo! Alright, so that was a really big rookie mistake. My mind's kind of elsewhere today, and I forgot that I was the ground just now, and wow, that felt really freaking crazy. Alright, I'm gonna go grab a glove, let's try that again. Alright, should be good now. Hopefully I don't get freaking electrocuted this time. So with it just tacked in place really quick, I'm gonna go in. Actually, I'm gonna have to go grab my brother, see if he can turn the wheel for me, so I can kind of just make sure it doesn't end up hitting anywhere. And if it doesn't, then I'm good to give it a few more tacks and start making the center plates, and then I'll have to fill in this gap, use some body filler, and just kind of clean it up. Alright, so this one is pretty much done. At least the shape and everything is done. I'm gonna have to take the flapper disc and, you know, reshape it a little bit to conform it to the body line, and then I gotta work on fixing in here, like cleaning this up, and then I gotta trim off the same, you know, same thing as bottom. I gotta trim this up and straighten this out, chop off a little up top there, just because this piece is a bit tall on the inside there for what I need, and yeah, trim this up, body fill it, and make it look nice. But all in all, the shape, general shape at least, is done. Really not hard to do. I basically gotta go through the same crap on the other side now, but I don't think I'm gonna film that. Honestly, I think I'm gonna just cut this video here. Maybe short, maybe long. I haven't checked the clips yet. Every time I say it's short, it's always like freaking 18 minutes or something. So hopefully you guys found this one a little bit more interesting than the last, hopefully a bit less blabbering. But again, the last video was more or less just to let you know kind of what I wanted to fix. So this one we got quite a bit of work done. And I don't want to just keep showing you guys the rest of my sanding, and there's other fenders, so I will catch up with you guys in the next video. I will hopefully just knock some progress out through the week. I have to work this Wednesday. I'm normally off on Wednesdays, but this one, Brian is out of town. He's at West Michigan Honda meet, and so that means I'm just going to be working on an hour a day after work, getting some more sanding done. There's hardly any more body filler that needs to be done other than that rear panel, and then just the fenders. But again, I'll film a little bit throughout the week, maybe just to add some B-roll in the next video, but hopefully this one kind of got you guys the general idea. Anyways guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to slap that thumbs up button. That'll do me a big solid. Be sure to comment too, and yeah, anyways guys, do chill out for you, but the rest, keep killing it. See you in the next one. Peace out.